Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Hey, ba-dum-bum-bum. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, welcome to WrestleAM. It's half morning show, half wrestling show, all BS, and I am joined by SidsLight. You can follow him everywhere in the mean streets of North America or any social media platform at SidsLight. I'm at KocoSports, so follow me everywhere. This is pay-per-view profits. We're going to hit up Summerslam. Summerslam in Detroit. This is the first pay-per-view they had in North America in a while. And
Is it?
I think so. They've been doing a lot overseas. They went to UK. They went to some islands. I think Puerto Rico. I don't know. I don't want to be an islandist.
They did go to Puerto Rico. Backlash after WrestleMania.
Yeah, so we're back in the good old USA. At least WWE is. I'm still here in Japan.
Back in the USA.
This one snuck up on me. I don't know if it's the G1. I don't know if it's AEW. I don't know if it's too much pro wrestling. It just hit me. I was like, damn, SummerSlam's this weekend? Because SummerSlam, I think most people see it as the second biggest WWE event of the year. I mean, there's arguments for Royal Rumble, but I feel like it's probably the second biggest. And that's how they like to treat it and book it. Did it sneak up on you? Like, out of nowhere, it's like, SummerSlam!
I was waiting for it before, but it felt like it was really far away. I think Blood and Guts kind of erased that weight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think Blood and Guts was like such an exciting thing, the build up for it and the anticipation. And even if it wasn't perfect, it was still really fun. And I think that kind of distracted from all the wrestling of that week.
Yeah, and I feel like the more wrestling there is, the less these big events seem big. So there you go. Like the other day, AEW Collision, I just forgot it was on. There's just a lot of wrestling. Maybe that's why people die and love their corporations. They're like, I'm only going to pick one and put all my pennies into it because, damn, it's a lot of hard work to watch everything.
Yeah, but with them on YouTube, like with both AEW and WWE putting up their shows on YouTube in segments, like, fuck, you could do it.
Yeah, very true. But yeah, I think when it comes to WWE right now, Triple H ran WWE as we speak of WWE. I think their regular shows, boring as fuck. Raw, SmackDown, completely boring. Watch the highlights, it's it. But I think their pay-per-views deliver. I think their pay-per-views since Triple H has been in charge, quote marks, who knows how much power Vince really has. Just ask anyone on the internet. They're like, I always like Joe Smith knows, like, he's so confident. Have you met that guy on Twitter or like YouTube? It's like, I know Vince is doing everything. How?
I don't know who Joe Smith is.
I just picked a random name. I think he played for the Warriors in the NBA. But yeah, I don't know. It stuck up on me, but I'm enjoying WWE pay-per-views. I know we live in a world of tribalism and people are like, you gotta hate everything or love everything and only put all your effort in one company. But I don't know. I'm looking forward to this SummerSlam. I am. All right, I'm reading this off Wikipedia. Pay-per-view profits. Feel free to put your picks down below. Also, we're on WrestleAM podcast, YouTube KocoSports, and wherever you find your podcast needs. Except Apple. I don't think everyone says Apple's impossible to get on.
We're not on Apple yet.
No, fucking, let's call them.
We're working on it.
Apple, what the fuck? I've had his iPhone from beginning. Nothing shows you how dirty your phone is until you show it on stream. Apple, I've had your fucking products for 800 years. What the hell?
And I'm ashamed to be showing this on stream.
Exactly. It's like, no, my dirty phone. My dirty, dirty phone. Anyway, yeah, my phone is disgusting. Now we learned something about me, and you can find us anywhere but Apple. Damn you, Steve Jobs.
Dirty phone. Check it out.
Yeah, what the hell, dude? You know I use your product. It's so dirty. Anyway, let's break this down. I'm just going to go in order. Obviously, this isn't the order of the matches. I'm just going to order that Wikipedia has it written down. Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. Will he finish the story? Part 3. I don't watch Monday Night Raw and SmackDown anymore, so I feel like I enjoy the product more. We always talk about this. I think casuals have a huge advantage over people that have to watch it every week. I'm enjoying this. I think Cody has to win, but I've been enjoying the story. My pick is Cody. What do you think of Cody versus Brock, sir?
If I'm honest, I'm not super interested in it at this point. I feel like it's been a meh feud, honestly. Like, namely because the way they've built it just doesn't work for me for how Brock is and who Brock is. It feels like they've tried to book Cody as way too strong against Brock, if
Not
that
my
makes
Cody
sense.
Rhodes. Cody doesn't
Like,
have a track record of that.
I don't know. I haven't loved the build for this match, but prediction wise, I would like Brock to win it, but I'm pretty sure Cody goes over. That Brock's putting him over.
Yeah, and some of these things seem very predictable, but if you don't know how it's going to play out, because they might do something a little bit different. So I find it to be interesting. Next, you got Seth freaking Rollins versus Finn Balor. I love Finn Balor. Prince Devitt will always have a special spot in my heart. If he does it,
too.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I do too, but I realized while I was watching him cut the promo on the Judgment Day promo from Raw, uh, I was having trouble taking him serious because if I look at him from the light of how I looked at Fergal Devitt, the promo feels different. You know what I mean? It feels more sincere. But when I was looking at him as the WWE guy that he's been for most of the time he's been in the WWE, where he's been kind of squandered and meh, the promos just felt empty. But now that I'm thinking of him as being like Fergal Devitt again, like he's like a reboot on himself, I really like it, and I'm hoping he wins.
Yeah, my brain says, duh, it's gonna be Seth Rollins in a cash in, but I'm just hoping Finn Balor, because Finn Balor is one of the most talented wrestlers in the world. He can cut promos if you let him cut a certain style of promo, and I thought he had one of the best lines ever when he's like, "All you have is what was it like? Not revenge, petty." Bitterness. All you have is bitterness. And the line was something like, "That's all I know." I thought that was a good line. I think Seth Rollins definitely wins. There might be some cash-in shenanigans. That's my brain saying, hey, obviously here, Joe Smith said it. But in reality, I don't see Finn walking away with the title. It would be amazing. It would be amazing.
I kind of do.
Really?
So here's where I see him walking away with it. I see him walking away with it, and then Damian Priest cashing in either on him immediately almost, or the move that I think would get the most heel heat out of any cash in he could do is Roman loses and then he cashes in immediately to take the belt.
Oh, got it.
Just snatching it right from Jey Uso.
That wouldn't be too bad. All right, so that's going to be interesting. I'm listening. I want to hear what chatters have to say with this prediction. I
like the idea that I'm walking away with all the gold.
It would be nice. Not a lot, but like people, when it comes to Dom and his group, people have either I hate them with all my heart or they're doing an amazing job. But ratings, we talked about this last week. Ratings are popping for them, and I don't know. To me, it's a good thing. So it should be interesting. I'm rooting my heart out for Finn Balor. I think I'll be heartbroken, but we'll find out. I love all three of these women, and I don't think it's popular to love all three of these women, especially Charlotte. You got Asuka, Charlotte Flair, and Bianca Belair. Triple threat match for the WWE Women's Championship. I like this a lot. The only problem is I'd rather have it 1v1, but I don't know. We got a triple threat. Some athletes are amazing at triple threats. ECW. And some it just seems like, is it my turn yet? Charlotte, is it my turn yet?
I think Charlotte does well in them.
Oh, that's good.
I also think Asuka does well in them as well.
Yeah. Me living in Japan, I think I have to root for Asuka. But I could see any of them winning. I think Charlotte is kind of the underdog in this, but I've been wrong before.
I definitely want Asuka to win.
Yep.
Like, it's not even close. I hope Asuka wins.
You got the tribal combat for the undisputed Universal Championship and recognition of Tribal Chief. You got Roman Reigns with Paul Heyman and Solo versus Jey Uso. I think this is the hardest one to predict. I really do.
I think Jey wins it.
You think so? Because here's the thing.
Yeah.
If Jey wins it, is that the end of the story? Because I think they're going to end it at WrestleMania. But I've been wrong before. You think Jay's going to win it?
I don't think it's the end of the story. I think Jey can win it, though.
So, I don't know. I think it's the Roman Reigns meme. They just play the music and he points, and then they have to rebuild it. But
okay. But the way I'm looking at it is what makes for an interesting story. If they want to end the Bloodline story finally at Mania, that's fine. But they don't need the belt anymore at this point. At this point, it can keep building as a stronger and stronger internal feud that gets settled and squashed finally. But my brain just froze.
No worries. I thought it was your mic.
But
no, yeah,
you don't.
And then they could put the title on someone else and build someone else up. I think you were trying to say.
Oh, right. That's where I was going to go with it. Was basically all they have to do is have him win it and then lose it quickly to someone else, like within 2 to 3 weeks.
Like a cash-in.
Yeah, a cash-in. Like, the cash-in would actually instantly do it. Like, if the cash-in happened right after and he immediately lost it, and then you have Roman can come after him saying, I kept that belt in our family for however many days as Reign was. Those championships were ours, and you threw it all away in one night, one day. Or he could even be like, and you threw it all away, and then he could look at Paul Heyman and be like, how long was it? And then Paul Heyman says how long between the cash in and the pin, where it's like something ridiculous, like 7 seconds or something.
Yeah, and even if Roman helps him after, yeah. I could see it. And not only that, but it builds up to Mania. Give yourself a Barry Horowitz, sir. Nice prediction. Next,
that's my hope.
Next, we got Ricochet versus Logan Paul. I am old and been living in Japan for 20 plus years, so I don't know much about Logan Paul and the stuff that he did here. Japan just was like, oh, who cares? It's over. But I did like the line where Logan Paul's like, that's your fiance. She's going to say, I'm the winner. I like that line. And just like Finn Balor, there's so many times Ricochet and Finn Balor can lose and still bounce back before they're Dolph Ziggler. That is not a compliment, Dolph. But I don't know. Do you think Logan Paul loses at SummerSlam?
I don't think Logan Paul loses because I think they want Logan Paul to get built up more. But, oh God, I hate him. I hate Logan Paul. I hate his character.
The wrestler, the human, or just everything?
I'm indifferent on the human. I don't know him personally, so I can't really say the human. He seems to have changed from when he was doing questionable shit, but who knows? I'm sure someone in the comments will be like, actually, but
yeah,
the wrestler character, I think, is a douche.
Got it.
I feel like he's supposed to be a good guy, but he's such an arrogant good guy.
That he went too far.
Yeah, like he's just he doesn't feel like a good guy to me.
Yeah. He's the CM Punk of WWE. You got Intercontinental title match. You got Gunther versus Drew McIntyre. I love this match. There's a good chance we can have another strong style match in WWE. I'm a big fan of the strong style match, but I kind of want Gunther to win to break the record. But at the same time, I don't want Drew McIntyre to lose. But I think this is going to be a stiff, amazing match. Was it WrestleMania or SummerSlam where the three of them and Sheamus?
It was WrestleMania.
Oh, that shit was amazing.
SummerSlam's going to be this pay-per-view.
Yeah. No. I was thinking maybe that three-way was last SummerSlam. My bad.
No, it was WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a great match. Like 100%, it'll be a great match.
Yeah. I kind of agree with that.
I
There's
don't know
a
who I want to win.
well, you got to pick
Who
someone.
do you want?
I pick Gunther for the streak only.
I'm leaning Gunther because he's doing great things for the IC, but at the same time, Drew Galloway deserves it.
Yeah, definitely.
So I don't know. I think they give it to Gunther though, just because they love Reigns and numbers. Big number makes them happy.
Yeah, big number make me good person. Also, Triple H. This card's not looking too bad. You give yourself a Barry Horowitz. Ronda Rousey versus Shayna Baszler. We're going to talk about this more. MMA rules match. One of the best sit-down interviews ever. That's what pro wrestling should be. That's what women wrestling should be. That's what men's wrestling should be. That's
We'll save it. Save it.
yeah, we'll save it. We'll save it. But I think Brain says Shayna Baszler, but I've been on Ronda Rousey's fucking bandwagon since the Olympics. Since she won bronze medal, she was going to MMA. I know it's not popular. I love Ronda Rousey. And I used to date not Ronda Rousey. I should have put a comma between that statement. I used to date a professional female kickboxer. And she always brought up this thing. People are
Cyborg?
No, I didn't date Cyborg. But she brought up this great point. And people don't want female bosses. They don't want strong female characters. They don't want, what do they call it? Boss ladies, boss girls, whatever. They don't want that. They want your fat aunt to be confident. They want they want your wife to get a fucking job so she can pay half the fucking rent. But in reality, when it comes to real strong women, they're shunned in society. And I think that's the thing with her. But no, I'm Team Ronda, ride or die. My brain says, duh, Shayna Baszler story, 1+1. But still gonna root for my girl Ronda. But
yeah,
what a promo.
I definitely think it's Shayna.
Yeah.
I think Shayna wins it. That Ronda's just putting her over on her way out.
And then there's something called a SummerSlam Battle Royal. I don't know what that is, so it should be interesting. Prediction?
Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
Yeah. And then
prediction. I don't know. I don't know who's in it, so I can't.
You know what? Fuck it. We make fun of him a lot because he's talented and wasted it all away. Dolph Ziggler.
Dolph Ziggler.
Why did you know? I'm like, he was so talented and pissed it all away.
Yeah, it was obviously Dolph Ziggler.
Is there a Detroit home hero? I don't know. I apologize. I don't know where a lot of these WWE superstars come from anymore. A Detroit star. Maybe have something.
Booker T?
Is he from Detroit?
I don't know.
All right. All I know is Red Wings and Slim Shady and Kid Rock and Pure Sports Detroit.
Always Sunny there too.
Yeah. So Barry Sanders, he played there, but I don't think he's from there. All right, we're getting way off topic.
Alive?
I'd like to believe Barry Sanders is still alive. That doesn't mean it's true.
Barry Sanders alive?
That doesn't mean it's true. Hoping he's alive.
Barry, if you're out there, let us know.
Oh, okay. Oh, confirmed participants of August 1st. All right. Here's the ones they got in the tournament, according to Wikipedia. LA Knight, he's winning it. Sheamus,
He went there. Yeah.
Ciampa, Nakamura, Otis, and Shade Gable. All right, LA Knight's winning
Oh
it.
my God, it's LA Knight by a mile. They threw in like the who's who of jobbers for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only thing better they could have was the Miz in there too.
So there you go. And of course, I think they haven't announced it on Wikipedia yet, but Trish has to be having a match against what's her name, Becky Lynch, right? That's happening at SummerSlam.
Yeah, they have to be having a match. They might be
care.
on. I don't know when they're going to announce it, but yeah, they should be having a match.
Yeah.
Either Trish or Zoe.
Zoe would be the biggest letdown ever. No offense to Zoe.
Yeah,
Like,
but
I don't know. Becky Lynch, good luck winning. I know, don't they have this story? Like, this is one of those things. Like, Ronda, like, all the women's been booked pretty well in WWE as of late. But that storyline, like, doesn't she have to get like a tattoo of Trish Stratus's face on her tits or something? I don't really pay attention, but it's so stupid.
I don't know if that's what it is.
But there is something about a tattoo. It's the thing is, it was so over the top that it's like, yeah, of course Becky Lynch is gonna win. They're like, all right, if you don't win, you gotta tattoo my face on each of your nipples, and we're gonna throw you off a cliff with no parachute and no safety precautions.
You know, actually, that could be kind of cool. If what if she did it so that her stomach was like the bottom of Trish Stratus's head, and then her boobs were just big googly eyes?
Possibility. So yeah, maybe they're not advertising because we already know the winner. There's no
Yeah.
way.
Oh, it's clearly Trish Stratus.
Yeah.
And this tattoo's gonna be hilarious.
The thing is, I'm like, oh, this is an interesting segment. And then, like, as it goes on, I get your house, I get your husband, I get your kids. You don't get to breathe oxygen anymore.
It's like, baby.
Yeah, it's like, what the hell are you talking about? You went too far, H. You went too goddamn far. Oh, man. So it should be fun. Overall, looking forward to SummerSlam. All right, let's head over to the next segment. Bam! This is yours. AEW, WWE, women's booking. We were just talking about SummerSlam. You have been somewhat of a women should be able to wrestle and dominate on AEW. You're getting a little flat. You're getting a little flack on the internets. My thing is, all that matters is talent, but also don't use someone as a prop and then don't use them. What is your call? Why is WWE outside of the Trish Stratus storyline doing a million times better than AEW? I'll let you go first, and then I'm going to put over my girl Rhonda.
The biggest thing is, before anyone can even think of saying women don't draw, you have to look at the fact that Rhea Ripley is arguably the biggest draw currently that's actively on every episode of Raw and is in a big part of the majority of the time segments overall. And then you have major women's stories on the other ones, as well as what we'll be talking about on its own, the Ronda and Shayna story, which just with that interview is just A+. AEW's not doing stuff like that. AEW isn't having a prominently featured woman inside of a stable that's being elevated as part of the stable and pushed toward the front of the stable, where the guys are there to get them more time. They're not doing anything like that. The women that they do have in stables just feel like they're like props basically and are afterthoughts most of the time. They, for instance, put one of the top women in Blackpool Combat Club, like grab Sheeta.
Yeah, her somewhere would be amazing. And no, I completely understand. And here's the thing too. I don't know if you saw my collision review on YouTube, KocoSports. Check it out. But they zoomed in on a camera that it says "Give women more time." But to me, I think Tony is trying to recreate the Divas movement on his own show. It just seems silly and out of place. And a lot of people that say, a lot of people, there's two things. You know, one, they say women don't draw, and that's not true. Mm-hmm. I mean, we put a woman in a thumbnail, it's going to get it. There's the pervert market, there's the white knight market, there's the girl boss market, and then there's the, if they have talent market. So that's 4 markets you can tap into, and that men can't all get into those 4 talents for different segments of an audience. And WWE is shining with it. Stardom is doing amazing things here. TJPW, when Cyberfight doesn't mess them up, is doing some amazing things. And the Ronda storyline promo is probably one of the best promo segments I've seen in a while, men or women. And outside of women greatest thing ever market, or the market of women worst thing ever, because there's 2 extremists, you know? Let's take away the extremist. The average person only cares if the match is good. The average person only cares if the story is good. And I think AEW has to improve on that, and WWE is shining. I think Impact has to improve because, like, 90% of the women are just spooky. It's like, oh, spooky! And, like, it's just two women to out-spookify each other. Like, who can be spookier? I'm scary, I'm scary. So it can be done if you get rid of the two extreme markets, aka the loudest markets. And on another thing is, a lot of people say AEW doesn't have talented women, and that's bullshit. That's just
total
bullshit. Yeah.
Not even going into the Japanese women that they have access to, which are arguably the top end wrestlers in the world. They have a wealth of talent on their own roster. And they just people that they have mostly working backstage that they barely use up front, like Serena Deeb are crazy good.
Yeah. And here's the thing, like, Vince used women as props. Stephanie has used women and children as props. Tony, you're just using women as props. You're not giving them a legit opportunity at all. They are props. You are, like, I could see Tony doing the math. How many matches do I need to have just to say that I checked the box? Give them a legit opportunity. Give them a legit time to shine. And I think you'd be surprised. I mean, Tony Storm in Australia, Europe, Japan did amazing things. So your women's champion right now is one of the best women's wrestlers in the world if you're not a tribalist. But you don't show that. Instead, you have him in a green NWO. It's garbage. You should be ashamed of yourself. And I don't know, maybe I'm a jerk, but would you rather hide behind, oh, look, we have women, and is that better than actually not using them? Because if you don't use them, they can go to Stardom, they can go to NJPW, they can go to WWE. So being stuck by just being a number probably hurts a lot of these women's careers. And Tony, Cody, the EVPs, all of them are like, oh, women are going to be just as important. Because here's the thing. And maybe I'm wrong, dumping all the women is better than false promising them. Why drag them along? Tony Storm could definitely find work internationally. A lot of them can be stars. Why drag them along? Am I wrong? Or what's your take on it?
Tony Storm would be back in WWE or international. Tony Storm would 100% be wherever she wanted to go, is where she would be.
Yeah.
I have no doubt about that. And there are a few of our other women that are on the same level. They will go anywhere they want to go, they will go. But I think people, because they see Britt Baker as probably the most prominently featured woman in AEW time-wise, I think they assume all the women are on Britt Baker's level. And, like, I enjoy Britt Baker. I think Britt Baker is much better at a character worker and a promo than she is as a wrestler, but I don't think she's great at either.
Yeah, understand. But yeah, Tony, get your shit together, Tony. That's what we're talking about here. I actually messed up my graphic. Boo.
That's okay. The good sign is that from the way they announced that it was going to be Hikaru Shida against Tony Storm on Dynamite already, I have a feeling that they have heard people and maybe we'll see. But I think if they do try based off the feedback, it'll be one of those watch it for like a month and see if they keep doing it kind of things.
Yeah, and it also tries to recreate, kind of like how WWE tried to recreate the Yes movement. It looks like they're trying to recreate the women's movement. And it's like, that's past, This, what is this, Avatar 2? It's, you're too late. You're late to the party. Just have great women's wrestling. You don't need an outcry. Just have them go in. If they're talented enough, give them the time. If they're not talented enough, move on. But you propping them up and then doing nothing with them. What are you, Disney? That's not a compliment. So yeah, there you go. Tony, book the women better. WWE outside of Trish Stratus, great job. Impact, you used to be amazing. Noah, no matter you having a women's division does not erase Cyber Fight's mistakes. Stardom, you go keep kicking butt, and I need to watch you more. Stardom snuck under the radar, dude. I was like, yeah, I watched Stardom, and then I watched Stardom. I was like, who the hell are these girls? I haven't watched it
I
forever.
realized too when you were like, yeah, Julia Hart won the match. I was like, well, I have not watched Stardom in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
That's time.
It's been a while. All right, Tony, you know what you got to do. Good luck. Triple H, good job. Impact, stop with the spooky. Noah, just get TJPW and merge. All right, moving on. Bam! All right, this is your thing. Favorite thing about pro wrestling. What made you a pro wrestling fan? All right, go ahead. You can go first, Mr. Raccoon.
Not even specifically what made you a pro wrestling fan, but just what like is the thing that like pops you still, like you still love. For me, it's tag teams that are like thematic, that make sense and work as a tag team. Like I don't mean like Rocket Sock was cool, but that's not what I mean. Like it was just two thrown together singles with good charisma. I'm talking like guys like the Usos, the Steiners, the Blade Runners.
Heart Foundation.
Yeah, like it's. I love thematic tag teams. That the Young Bucks. I mean, AEW has had quite a few of them.
I like it because I like sports, and I like sports a lot. I've been a sports fan my whole life, and there's moments in sports that are just great moments in life. Example, Derek Jeter retiring in Boston. If you're a baseball fan, that gives you goosebumps, you know? Jordan making a last second shot. Otani, what he's doing in the league right now. Like there are times where you're like, oh my God, this is a special moment. This will be remembered forever. Doug Flutie's Hail Mary. In pro wrestling, it's like a video game. If you do it right, you can have those moments all the time. And
double clothesline.
And to me, you know, I think people stop being a pro wrestling fan at a certain point, and there has to be something to save you. Example, when I was a teenager and be like, all right, girls have boobies, I better check that out. ECW came around. And I was like, ladies, look out. ECW. When Raw was dominating and it was stale as fuck and it felt like the MCU Phase 4, or is it Phase 5? It doesn't matter. They're both not good. It started feeling like, just like Secret Invasion felt like work, Raw felt like work. And then Lucha Underground came along. And you're like, oh my God, man. It keeps me going. And New Japan, its ups and downs has kept me going. Noah at times has kept me going. Dragon Gate. And it's just like you sit there and you lose yourself. Because that's the thing. Sports is the greatest escapism that money can buy. I think it's better than Hollywood, in my opinion. And in wrestling, you can combine Hollywood and that. And when it's done right, it's absolutely perfect. And when the people behind the scenes, Triple H, Tony Khan, Paul Heyman, and they really care and love the product, you can make something magical. And it's just about two athletes. Effort really matters to me. I love when two wrestlers go all out. And because to me, when two wrestlers go all out, like a lot of the wrestlers in the A block and the G1, not the C or D or B, but if you just got two wrestlers going all out and you forget where you are, it's just that moment, it's real. It's not like, they worked you, brother. No. You are, it's like a good magic show. It's like a good theater show. At that moment, you are there. It's escapism at the highest level. And if the athletes can do something I can't do, if the athletes go at an effort where, because my thing that I love about pro wrestling is when two athletes work so hard and try so hard that no matter how skeptical you are, it's real to you for that second. Now, when it fucking sucks, it sucks bad. And a good 5-star match is like a drug. When you see it, you're like, I want more. And then when someone comes in and they start mailing it in, you're like, I don't need this weak shit. Give me the good stuff. You know what I mean? So, escapism, the moments of sports, and just two athletes, predetermined, not predetermined, going 120% making it happen. That is what I love. That's what I'll always love. And the problem with my style of wrestling is that it's hard to do. And that's why a lot of people are like, oh, you don't like pro wrestling. You didn't like two fucking fat old legends doing an armbar. It's like, no, I want to see the Will Ospreays. I want to see the Kenny Omegas. I want to see these gladiators bigger than fucking life just go out there and put on the best goddamn performance they can. That's me. That's what I love about pro wrestling. Sid, is there anything else you'd like to add?
On the topic of moments, I have a tangent for you.
Okay,
Well,
go
two.
for it.
What is your oldest moment of pro wrestling you remember? Like the
Ooh.
first one, the first thing you remember.
I don't know the order, so I'm just gonna throw a couple out there if you don't mind.
Okay.
One of them's kind of not a moment, but my earliest memory was people in New Jersey, even though they didn't work them, they're just like, oh, it's a sport. You know, you talked about wrestling the same way you talked about the Yankees. I just remember that. Andre the Giant being slammed and lost, I was fucking beyond pissed. I was probably the only kid that's like, oh, this is stupid. That's when I found out pro wrestling was fake. Sting, Ric Flair, free on Clash of the Champions was like my Ready to Rumble moment. I'm like, this isn't even pay-per-view. Oh, I don't know. My first moment. Because, like, here's the thing. It's like your first baseball moment, your first football moment. When I grew up in New Jersey, it was there. I remember Ric Flair. I remember Hard Times, Dusty Rhodes. I remember the Road Warriors. I don't know what my first moment was. But
I remember mine.
wow, what was your first moment?
It was Papa Shango
Nice.
grabbing Ultimate Warrior's armband and cursing him. Because it wasn't the first thing I had ever seen, but it was the first thing that stuck with me, that I remembered, because I was just so into Ultimate Warrior, and then he started getting sick because he got cursed by this damn guy, this damn witch doctor.
Yeah. That's amazing. Yes, I don't remember my first moment. I do remember my first moment. I don't know if it's like, 'cause the thing is, it all becomes a blur. I do remember thinking Ric Flair was the good guy. I did not realize Ric Flair was the bad guy in the Dusty Ric Flair feud until I was a man.
Wow.
I didn't, because like the thing is, I grew up poor. I didn't have fucking parents. And he's like, you can wear, you know what I mean? You can wear this suit. You can be the best in the world.
You were a poor kid that got seduced by the riches.
I did. And the thing is, too, like when I became a TV reporter, I'm not now because I curse and have concussions and short-term memory. But for a short period of time before concussions caught up with me, I was a television radio guy. And I used to get free clothes. And I still remember this today. I always chose Armani, not because I was fashionable, because that's what Ric Flair wore. But yeah, I saw Dusty, and he's like, I'm the American dream. I'm just the working man. And I'm like, I see that all around me. Who gives a fuck? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and then here comes Ric Flair, limo
Dusty.
driving. I did not know Ric Flair was the villain in that storyline until I was a man. And then I look back and like, oh yeah, Dusty was right. Dusty was right.
Disgusting.
So, the same thing with Bam Bam Bigelow. Rest in peace. I had a little tear. I'm glad his family got to speak on the documentary, Dark Side of the Ring. In New Jersey, we were very loyal, and it was like a dream. Like Kevin Smith will always have a special spot in my heart. Because in New Jersey, we deemed ourselves losers, and then we praised anyone that would leave and make something happen. And I just remember growing up, King Kong Bundy and Bam Bam Bigelow were, no matter what they did, they were always good guys. It's like, Bam Bam Bigelow is torturing our hero. And you're like, yeah, Jersey style, dirty Jersey, make it happen. Like, I remember hanging out with a bunch of fucking young kids, and we rooted for King Kong Bundy to beat the shit out of Hulk Hogan. Maybe we were just fucking criminals. Maybe that's the problem.
Maybe you guys were degenerates.
We're like, King Kong Bundy,
go ahead. His ass. Kick his ass. Kick his ass. What is he, a preacher? Screw the preacher.
That's you guys. You guys are monsters.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's just the way it is. It's the way it is. But though Rick Rude did get heel heat, because he'd always be like, you filthy, disgusting people from Atlantic City. Be like, who the fuck does this guy think he is? So at least Rick Rude got heel heat. King Kong Bundy's like, I'm a bad guy. I'm like, that's our boy, King Kong Bundy. Go ahead, sir.
No, I was just saying the father of Bobby Roode.
Oh, yes. But yeah, the problem is it's hard to be a wrestling fan forever because stuff gets recycled, and it's either you become a 5-star chaser and you look for what you want and you're like, this is what I want, this is what I want, this is what I want, or you just like everything. And if you like everything, I don't know what that would be like.
I like parts of everything.
Yeah, I mean, you even like, what's his name?
Gucci.
Taguchi. Taguchi did have good Super Juniors.
I told you. I never doubted him.
Yep. I never doubt him. None of his moves are restricted. Speaking of that, let's talk restrictive moves. How do you feel about restrictive moves in pro wrestling? This is always a tough subject for me, but I'd like to hear your thoughts on it, sir.
I think, I don't know. On one hand, I'm like, okay, yeah, protect people. But at the same time, if it's like two safe workers who are really good, who are you to say? You know what I mean? Like, if Kenny Omega and Daniel Bryan are like, hey, we want to do this, who are you to say no?
Yeah, definitely. And it's also, too, like, you start taking away greatness. You're like, oh, you could do that amazing thing, but not everyone can do it, so you can't do it. It makes everyone seem normal. And this is why I always debate it. I used to be a hand-to-hand combat instructor. I used to be infantry. I have concussion problems. I stutter. I can't remember short-term memory. Like, my hands shake. I have suffered from concussions. But there's also a part of me, like, they should have that choice, you know? Educate them and then just have that choice. And there should be warriors, because it depends on the risk, but they are professional. I mean, Tom Cruise jumps off goddamn cliffs on motorcycles and runs down fucking buildings. So it can be done if you're a professional, but it's like taking away 3-pointers from Curry because Shaq can't hit threes. He did hit one, though. So, I don't know. It's punishing greatness, but at the same time, pro wrestlers are delusional, and for every Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay, there's probably 57 that's not fair. 57 billion indie wrestlers that think they can do it too. So I guess that's why the agents should be more hands-on and be more educated. But I think banning the move is just punishing talented people. But at the same time, you don't want people to be safe. Like, you know, I have a hard time with memories. My hands shake. I can't stream and podcast every day because certain days I just can't get up because of concussions. So it's like, one half of me is like, no, concussions are real and they only get worse as you get older. But the other part of me is like, you can't. I guess there's just got to be a balance. There has to be a balance. And I think that balance is really good coaches and really good agents. Like, if who's that guy that Michael Cole always makes fun of that jumped over the top rope?
I don't know.
Shit. I don't know. He's like a WWE tag team guy. He really sucks. But let's just pick up. All right, who's one of the most unathletic people in wrestling? Sid, just throw me a name.
Paul Heyman.
Okay, that's not fair. That hurt me. That cut me deep because I love Paul Heyman. But all right, if Paul Heyman comes to you and says, "Hey, I want to do this," and Kenny Omega says, "I want to do that," it's up to the agent to tell that there's a difference between those two people. And that's where I think that comes in.
That's when you tell Kenny, no.
Yeah, go for it, Paul.
Stand back and let Paul do it.
Exactly. So I think it's just, instead of banning everything, and that's not just a wrestling thing. We ban, as humans, we ban everything, but we're really, at times, suppressing greatness, and banning moves for everyone is like, oh, okay. Well, I don't know. It's suppressing greatness. And I think there's a middle ground. I don't want you to have concussions like I do or worse, but I also don't want greatness to be stumbled because I got injured, because someone else got injured. I think there should be more responsibility on the agents to make the call, and I think there should be, talent should matter. Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega should do better things in that ring and riskier things than me and Paul Heyman. And it's a tough balance, but banning everything just takes greatness away. Is there anything you want to add, sir?
No.
All right. Speaking of greatness and great things, CM Punk and Ricky Stark's feud/segment. I know you're going to get to it. I had to look for a graphic. Listen, I'm definitely not pro WWE, but AEW, you got to get better at marketing. These guys are in a feud, and there's like no photos of these guys actually doing anything properly. Get better at marketing and taking photos. I totally forgot this segment happened. I was too busy comparing CM Punk to Hulk Hogan. What did you think of this segment?
I have multiple complaints.
All right, let's hear it.
First, let me lodge complaint number 1. CM Punk having the audacity to say, unlike my catchphrase, this was never taken from me. As if he hasn't been saying, tell me when I'm telling lies, which is blatantly a yoink and twist off the Bobby Fish line that got turned into a meme. I'm just, how are you, I hate you, Punk, right now. I do.
And not only that, but like, how did CM Punk become the guy that can't wrestle? He's become Hulk Hogan. He can't wrestle anymore. He cuts promos, but he's protected. You're telling me no one wants to challenge him on a tell me when I'm telling lies? That's bullshit. It's bullshit. You're protected. And he just does stuff where he abuses power left and fucking right. And then the best part is, he wants you to think he's the face. Here's the problem, CM Punk. You're an asshole. As an asshole, I completely understand. But here's the difference. You don't have it anymore. You're a has-been. You're washed up. There's no need for you. I don't understand where this is going, but I hope it ends soon. What other complaints do you have about it?
Well, my second complaint is the other main one. And that's, I don't think they actually think about what they're saying in these promos. Because at one point, so CM Punk was accusing him of cheating, right? Like he was accusing Ricky of cheating. And Ricky was like, I could win with Stevie Wonder as the ref. Isn't Stevie Wonder blind?
Yes.
So he's just saying that he can win when he can cheat?
I think you're right.
Because if he's saying I can win with Stevie Wonder as Stevie Wonder's the ref, Stevie Wonder's blind. as a response to someone saying he's cheating. I feel like he's just saying, yeah, I can win every time I cheat.
Yeah. Uh, I have no idea. And the big thing is the referee is Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. CM Punk, you're gonna run out of tricks. You can't wrestle and you want to be the good guy. That's the problem. The bottom line is you can't wrestle anymore. And you're not a good human being. You're gonna run out of tricks. It's kind of like, here's the difference. FTR and CM Punk have been doing bullshit stuff behind the scenes and bullshit stuff in the ring. MJF had to turn face and put you over on the after segment. CM Punk needs people to help put him over as the face in the segment. The difference between you, CM Punk, and FTR is FTR can back it up in the ring. And you can't. All you're going to do is slow down Ricky Starks. You can't wrestle anymore. And it's okay. You know? I used to be a hand-to-hand combat instructor. You think I can do that now? I can't. The difference is, and steal a line from Dennis Rodman, people put up with you as an asshole when you're averaging 30 rebounds. When you're averaging 6 rebounds a night, people are tired of you.
Do you know what I think sucks about it, though?
What's that?
They've already telegraphed it. Ricky Starks pointed out, he was like, I've already beat you twice. And I'm the only one who has. It's like, oh, okay, so you just made it clear that you've been dominant. So now if you lose, you'd still be up on him.
Yeah. And
So he's going to win?
Likely going to lose. So,
yeah.
I don't know. I find it shocked that Punk is still the face. And the problem with your equation, CM Punk, is you are absolutely amazing when you were getting 30 rebounds a night. You can't get that anymore. You're a detriment. And that's it. And Tony is helping you. Look at the way he's booking you. Look at the way he's booking FTR. Look what he's sacrificing. Look what he sacrificed on Dynamite and Rampage. Here's the thing, CM Punk. If you fail, you can blame Tony for a lot of shit. You can't blame you failing on Tony.
Now, if he fails at this point, it's up there with Kevin Durant. You know, it's okay, you got the opportunity to drive the bus. You were given all the stuff you wanted and asked for, and then you couldn't do it.
Yep. CM Punk, we love you, but you don't have it anymore. And you're going to bring down Ricky Starks and all those around you, and then you're going to do shoot interviews and blame the fans and Tony. That's the future.
Disappointing.
All right, next. Boop. All right. You know, we talk a lot of smack. We're like, hey, we know what to do. You know, I worked in pro wrestling. No problem. Piece of cake. Starting right now, if you could start your own company, what type of company would you start and how would it be? And I just want to add something before you answer. I'm tired of companies, New Japan. I'm tired of companies, AEW, ECW, WCW. I'm tired of companies where WCW don't put on the list, but Impact we could put on the list, where they get good by doing original stuff, and then someone, it could be Russo, it could be CM Punk, it could be Chris Jericho, it could be Jim Ross, says to get over that hump, you got to be just like him, and the ratings crash. That's where we are. We're right here, right? AEW is right here. And then someone said, you got to be just like Vince. And now we're on our way down. And here's the thing. I don't even know if Vince is paying these guys. They just might be that fucking dumb. Also, it might be you're hiring people that, we got to be different than Vince. I've worked with Vince my whole life and I have no creative ideas whatsoever. It's like, why are you hiring these people? Why are you hiring these fucking people? How would you start a company today, Sid.
Is it a wrestling company?
It's a wrestling. Yeah, that'd be awesome if you went off and be like, and that's how it changed the light bulb industry for the rest of my
Well,
life.
I was debating it because you said a company. You didn't say a wrestling company. I was like, I don't know. Does he want me to do a wrestling company, or is that too obvious if I do a wrestling company? Like, should I go something off the wall like a harmonica company? Yeah, we sell kazoos and harmonicas. We're really revolutionizing the sound game in schools. We donate them every year to the schools, so the schools are teaching kids instead of recorders, those are out. Now we're giving them kazoos, and when they're in elementary school, and then when they get to middle school, they're getting harmonicas. What kid doesn't want to learn a harmonica and a kazoo? And that's how we get there inside the schools, and we make the big money by selling nice, fancy ones on the open market.
Nice, not bad, not bad.
Yeah.
I like the way you're thinking. All right, about
Yeah.
pro wrestling. Is there any
So,
kazoos?
pro wrestling wise, I think I would start with YouTube and TikTok, and I would try to stream the events live on there if we could, but only once we got past a certain point. And then I would take the more lucha underground approach of aiming to make it like an hour to 2 hours of like a show of entertainment once it's all done and putting that out. But outside of that show, I would have short, like 3 to 5 minute vignettes to introduce each wrestler. Like each wrestler would have their own vignette that's themed around them on the YouTube. And there would be a shorter version that goes up on TikTok so that we can get more traction that way and try and introduce the different characters they're all doing, their wrestling personas to people. And
Yeah.
then also I would try and do most of the promotion on TikTok or on that sort of short reel format and try and do it in that avenue because I think that's where more people pay attention to now. And if you can figure out how to market for your wrestling inside of that, you're going to get more traction.
Yeah. No, definitely social media would be a way to go. Can you imagine Paul Heyman and ECW having today's social media? It would have been effing fantastic.
Yeah, but they would have got DMCA takedown
Oh yeah, they would
like the
every
whole
second.
time.
Oh yeah, Paul, you'd have to fucking figure that out. Get on that, Heyman. He's like, I'm
And
too
New
late.
Jack
I'm doing a
would lose his shit.
I'm doing a reverse. I'm doing a reverse Canadian Destroyer off the top of the cage. I don't know. Here's the thing. I've been thinking about getting back into the game, and it really just depends on where I was. I would launch if I was in Japan. Because here's the thing. Like, unless you have billions of dollars, like Tony Khan and whoever owns Vince McMahon now, if you don't have billions of dollars, you have to start off small. And I feel like what a lot of companies do is they make mistakes. They're like, I see this definitely more in North America. They don't know what they are, and they're like, well, we're like WWE. But if that's your sales pitch, why would anyone leave WWE? And I think that's where AEW and Impact and New Japan fall in their North America marketing. They fail at that because they're like, AEW, we're better than WWE. I don't know. It's like, I don't think it's good enough. I know this is going to sound weird because it's kind of anti what I believe in, but we're just talking business-wise. I think I would have my own building in both Japan or America. I think that's very important. And in America, you're not going to believe this, I would go all in on adult entertainment. I would make it where it was a small building. You could buy season tickets or you can buy it. There would be a lot of strippers, a lot of OnlyFans, and I would go way over the top on the storylines because I think the pervert market is big in North America. And I'm just saying, like, yeah, because you can compete with that really fast. That's just me. Raccoon's hiding. He's like, I'm not going to be part of pervert. But yeah, I would just have an adult only, not like sex, but it would be like ECW, just a lot more extreme. And the storylines would be very adult, controversy driven. And then I would just keep it in one building. We wouldn't travel. And then that's it. Because, like, think about it. All those, if we're talking business only, all those girls on OnlyFans, you make them characters, and like, all right, for this, you're going to be OnlyFans for this character only. You can make your own OnlyFans. You're hiding, Sid, but you're telling me there isn't a North American pervert market beyond belief that you can rake money from?
There is, but I won't be involved with them.
Like, I won't be involved.
I have standards.
So yeah, I would do it, and that's how I'd do it. And the wrestling would be good, but every storyline would be way over the top with good wrestling, and it would just, yeah. Because think about it, we hang out with a lot of North American online people. 99% of them are perverted. 99%. Like, here's a perfect example. Liv Morgan. I have no idea if Liv Morgan's a good wrestler, because this is my conversation every time.
Not bad.
Who's your favorite wrestler? Liv Morgan? Is she good at wrestling? I don't know. She's hot. Every fucking time. Every time. That is 99.9% of it. That would be my North American business. My Japan business would be different. I would give the Japanese fans what they want. I know that sounds crazy, Ghetto. That sounds crazy, because Ghetto and New Japan used to give the fans what they want. Noah, Dragon Gate, all these companies have
matches.
Their gimmicks. Yeah, I would just have it where it would be 12-minute matches, maybe have a time limit, 12, 15-minute matches. I would tell the wrestlers, I would rather have short matches and you try hard. And that would be it. I would keep track of wins, losses, and I would have it as a company, but it would just be one building, and that company can represent their dojos. That company can represent their companies. You can have a New Japan match and be like, all right, but you're going to represent our style here. It would be a strong style, fast pace, and I would just not change. I wouldn't try to satisfy everyone. Because in pro wrestling, in Japan, Noah has a market. Noah, when you go to Noah, you know what you're getting. When you go to DDT, you know what you're getting. When you go to TJPW, you know what you're getting. When you get Stardom, you know what you're getting. Dragon Gate, you know what you're getting. And I think New Japan has lost that. So what I'm basically doing is repackaging New Japan and faster matches without, all the gaijins throwing shit. Without all the gaijins saying, I'm different, I'm in Bullet Club. Like, we'd have gaijin wrestlers, but they would just fucking be wrestlers. Like, you can have gimmicks, but if you wear leather and you're angry, we just ask you to leave. Like, what's your gimmick? I wear leather and I'm angry. All right. Thanks, buddy. See ya. Next. But yeah, that's what I would do. I'd refocus on what New Japan fans want. Like, because even in Kamata, Kevin Kelly's like, I don't get it. When they go outside the ring and use battles, they get booed. But when they get in the ring and wrestle great, they cheer. Kevin Kelly's like, what's going on? I don't get it. I'm like, how do you not get it, Kevin Kelly? How do you not fucking get it, man? I want to shake him. How do you not get it? So I would repackage a cheap New Japan, work with everyone, have a certain style, and just tell the wrestlers, I don't give a fuck if it's a 3-minute match. Both of these are going to try 100%. But I want to do a 26-7 minute. No. You can earn that. You can go do that in New Japan. But here, we know the majority of you cannot do what you think you can do. So that's what I would do. Go ahead.
I would do, there's one other thing. The approach to social media would be multiple accounts, and it would be series. Basically, one would be like, Pro Wrestling is Fake, would be like, or something like that would be the name of the series. It would just be like pro wrestlers out living like their normal day-to-day life, just in their normal street clothes.
Oh, yeah.
When someone that they're in a feud just comes running out of nowhere and like clotheslines them while they're reaching to grab a jug of milk out of the grocery store as they're pulling it back and reading the date. They just get clotheslined and milk goes up into the air. Person yells at them about when they want to fight them and walks off. And then it's just like, I fucking hate pro wrestling. And that's just how it ends. And then and then they just do a bunch of things like that. Like, like some guy out playing with this kid at the park, like he's playing frisbee with this kid. His kid throws the frisbee back to him. It's like a slow shot. It's following it in slow mo, and then right as the dad wrestler's catching it in his hand, he just gets fucking grabbed out of the air and power bombed down into the ground, and then elbow dropped. The dude just leaves, and he's like, "I hate pro wrestling."
This is so amazing yet so great. Who knows? That might be a good YouTube series if you can get like 3 or 4 pro wrestlers involved. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
and that's what that would be part of it. That would be one of the goals is keep that ongoing series of them just like shit going horribly wrong in their day-to-day life just because they're pro wrestlers and the pro wrestling logic being applied to the day-to-day. But then we'd also have another one though where we try and get someone who's not super huge but decent at doing like skit comedy where it's like water cooler style
Yeah.
stuff, and then you have like a water cooler catering story where it's just them doing it, except since you're still a small fed, you can run with jokes like having them doing it at the water cooler in like a high school at night. And like at the except it's actually the water fountain in the hallway, and they're just having like water cooler jokes and talks and bullshitting.
Yeah. That's not bad. That's not bad. You got some ideas. Oh my god, dude.
Because when you're small, you'd have to get over by getting the wrestlers over more than
Yeah.
the brand itself.
Uh hmm. Yeah, but the thing is you'd still have to get the brand over because those wrestlers are going to be taken alive. The
You
big
do,
guys
but
are going to take it.
that's why you build multiple series, and the multiple series have multiple different wrestlers that are in it, and it
Yeah.
cycles them. So then that way they're all elevating each other, they're elevating themselves, and building up to get people into the brand. And people are like, "Oh shit, I love all these series that are done by the brand."
That wouldn't be bad. Wouldn't be bad at all. So yeah, I don't know. I like it. It made me giggle. It was stupid, but hilarious. well, I can't. Have I been out of North America too long that I literally went in business mind? I'm like, dude, let's just be perverts. like, have I been outside of America too long, or have I been
I
on
think
Twitch too long?
I think maybe it just says an awful lot about you and how Japanese you've become. You know, what
Maybe.
with the vending machines with panties and everything that
Yeah, but
you're
here's the thing. Like,
you're
if you go
clearly
to,
into.
here's the thing though. Like, wrestling and sports and all that, they're not
Hmm.
like, I don't know, that like they've accept their horniness. So like when they go to wrestling, they just want to see wrestling. When they go to baseball, they want to just see baseball. When they go to a Twitch stream, they just want to see a Twitch stream. But when I see like, especially, and granted I don't live in North America, but when I see people online, I just picture 98% of them being absolute fucking perverts. Like, and maybe it's I've been on Twitch too long, but literally everyone comes in and be like, "Do you think she's hot?" All right, yeah, I guess, man. I guess. So maybe
Yeah, I
it's
think
just
you're just
Twitch that's
basing too much off
well,
the forever online audience, maybe.
yeah, you're probably right. Fucking perverts. If you're a pervert, like, comment, subscribe. All right. So look forward to North America perverts, YouTube skits, TikTok, and New Japan featuring Strong Style. That's what my company would be called. New Japan featuring Strong
Strong
Style. Yeah, that's it.
Nice.
It's like I feel like New Japan is Bender. Good. I'll start my own New Japan with blackjacks and hookers. Matter of fact, forget the hookers. We'll move them to North America.
Yokohama butt strong style.
Exactly. Oh god, I hate my life. All right, let's go to the next segment. Boom. Next segment. This is an interesting segment because I find this to be interesting. Do you think fans respect legends too much? Now, I'm okay with pro wrestlers respecting legends because that's your sensei. But fans, it seems a bit weird. And let me give you a couple examples. CM Punk. There are people that, even though CM Punk can't wrestle, like, remember what he did. Kenta If you go online and you're like, Kenta's a fucking has-been, you're like, but he was great, amazing. You just got to respect for what he is. My point is,
Remember what he used to be?
What occupations do you do that in? You don't do that in Hollywood. You definitely don't do it in sports. Raccoon, I know you don't watch sports as much as you used to, but right now, who's your favorite sports team? Off the top of your head, any sport.
Celtics.
All right. If I said we're going to start Larry Bird at small forward right fucking now, no time machine, no nothing. We're going to get Larry Bird as an old man, and he's going to be starting forward. And when Larry Bird's like, oh, fuck, I'm old, I'm just going to pass, and you complain that it's not Larry Bird or you can't get a young guy at small forward, would you be like, but think about what Larry Bird did? No, you would respect him. You would ask him for his autograph. You'd shake his fucking hand and you say, hey, Larry, I fucking love you with all my goddamn heart. Get the fuck off the court and let a young guy come in.
Ah, man, I'm a Boston fan. I think you're overselling how nice the Boston fans would be to this man. He would get a chance, and it would be...
I think
he would
game
100%, he would get a chance for game one.
Yeah. I think
And
once he's at CM Punk
every game
and
it
Kenta...
goes on, it gets worse.
Oh, yeah. Like, because Kenta's been in New Japan for a while, and he's not the same person. CM Punk has been. So let's say you're 1, 2, 3 seasons in, and Larry is averaging fucking 2 points a game. And you are fucking getting #1 draft picks every year. But they're like, no. Kiyomiya, nope. We got Larry Bird. Oh. Tsuzuji? No, we got Larry Bird. Oh, who's this young guy in AEW? Awesome Andretti? No, we got CM Punk. How many years or games do you respect them? Because in Hollywood, they would get rid of you like a cheap sandwich.
They've got 5 games at most before the Boston fan base is trying to burn them out of the city.
And in Hollywood, if you have a singer and you lose your voice, you're not selling out concerts. Who's a popular singer right now? I apologize. I don't really keep up with music.
Milli Vanilli.
Okay, bad example, you fucking jerk. I should throw fucking a banana peel on your head.
Cardi B.
All right, Cardi B. If she lost her voice tomorrow and couldn't fucking sing, no one's going to pay to see her concert.
She was lip syncing at her concert.
Oh, for the love of fucking Christ. All right. If anyone, okay, maybe this is a bad example. Is there any goddamn musicians that actually sing?
I don't think so anymore.
Holy fuck, I hate you, music. Anyway, maybe that's what they do. They're not going to wrestle. They're just going to fucking do this. Holy shit. But I'm just saying, like, even me, you were Army infantry. I was Marine Corps infantry. Do you think it would be a good idea for a good old, I don't know, the President of the United States? It's Biden, right? Biden say, hey, Koco, Sid, you're infantry. Go fight on the front line. Not a good idea. All I'm saying. I was a hand-to-hand combat instructor. Now I'm fat. I used to be a black belt in multiple martial arts. Now I'm fat. I used to run a marathon every day. Now I'm fat. I'm just saying, you can respect them. You can shake their hand. You can thank them for the memories. You can do whatever you fucking want. But they have to actually fucking perform if they've got a spot. Agree? Disagree? Looking at a different view? I
agree.
So, I don't understand the old, well, they used to be great. Because no one's going to do that. Could you you think the Buccaneers are going to be happy if they re-sign Tom Brady 10 years from now? Oh, remember the good times? They ain't. I used to work security for the biggest fucking politicians and businessmen in the world. Do you think they're going to fucking call up? They're like, bring. This is billionaire A, Koco. Yeah, can you work security? What do you mean you're 800 pounds and get out of breath fucking pretending to be on a phone call with SidsLight? All right, yeah, we're going to have to let you go. I have no idea. Now, senseis, of course, I understand. If you train Kenta, got it. If you love Kenta and Noah days, got it. If you loved CM Punk at his prime, got it. If you want to go to wrestle reunions or any of those cons, got it. If you want to respect what they did, got it. I don't understand why we can't critique and why they have to shit up pro wrestling for so long. where no other occupation would have that.
It's not just that, but it's the same as far as getting a pass for doing horrible shit for wrestling people.
Oh,
Like, they
yeah.
can do so much fucked up shit. Let's be honest, Kenny Omega would never, I don't think, because from all I know, he is super, super nice. But hypothetically, if news came out that Kenny Omega was like going to orphanages, getting baby orphans and having them fight to the death in the lobby, and then saying, never mind, I don't want that one. He's too cruel after he kills the other one. People would still be like, yeah, but he's Kenny Omega.
See, I think you're right.
5-star bout machine.
I think you're right as long as he stays with a corporation. I think if a corporation turns your back on you, then the people do. I think the corporations decide. I think like let's say
You're not wrong.
Let's say Kenny Omega's orphan death battle. And AEW goes, "Oh, he learned a valuable lesson and we're sorry." WWE fans are going to be WWE fans, and AEW fans are like, "Well, I understand, sometimes you got to fucking have orphans battle to death." So I think corporations will sway that. If Tony Khan's like, "You know what? I'm not for," okay, I'm sorry. In this example, I was pretending Tony Khan had leadership skills. That's on me. But let's pretend Tony Khan has leadership skills.
He's a great assistant manager to CM Punk.
Yeah, exactly. Let's say he comes up and Tony Khan in this universe, in this scenario, has an ounce of leadership skills. He would go, "Well, you know what, Kenny? We love you and you're one of the best, but you did have orphans fight to the death. We're going to have to let you go." That's when the corporation fans
I would be upset.
Like, what
I would
the
be on
hell?
the internet and be like, how could you guys do this to Kenny Omega? He's the greatest wrestler to ever live. This is ridiculous. How important were these babies? How many 5-star matches did those babies give us?
Like, I work with an orphan every day. It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, they're not all they're cracked up to be.
All right. Legends, you can respect them, but they have to move on. They have to move on. Until then, I'm Larry Bird's agent. Sign Larry Bird as a small forward on your NBA team. All right. Next. Boop. Taking stock. I'm a little scared. I don't have anything to buy. What are we going to buy? Oh, this is going to be a cheesy one. But I got one. All right. I got 2 sells and a buy. So I guess I'll go with the buy first. A block. It's obvious. A block is the best block. Less tournament, less everything. We got to start positive. You better come up with a buy because you can't be negative all the time. We got a world where if you're negative all the time, people cry. But yeah, I buy the A block. I buy young wrestlers trying their best. And there you go. Sell. This is number 1. This is the real one. This is what the title is. I don't want to see ads or promos for promos. If it says CM Punk will speak at Collision, I do not give a fuck. If they say Darby Allin is going to speak on Dynamite, I don't give a fuck. If they say Cody Rhodes is going to speak on the Moon, I don't give a fuck. If they say Brock Lesnar is going to speak on Raw, I don't give a fuck. Now, it's okay to have promos. Just don't you dare act like that's a feature. Sid, do you have a buy or a sell?
Yes, I'm buying the Shayna Ronda feud.
Oh,
I was mediocre on interest in it until that interview segment. And that, for anyone who hasn't seen it, WWE put the video up of the interview back and forth, a sit-down interview for that feud. And it's like 9 minutes long, and it's good.
It's insane.
It's real good. And I am instantly invested and interested in that feud. Though I already told you it off air. I don't know if it's just because as an MMA fan who was in the UFC back in those days, back when UFC was like getting really, really huge.
Yeah.
And then I remember watching all the tough stuff and everything. So I know everything they're referencing. I'm familiar with it.
And even if you're not, the promo's amazing, the storytelling's amazing. I think that's what pro wrestling booking should be. I just think they hit a home run. Buy on that feud. Absolutely amazing. And if you're going to steal and repeat stuff, Ghetto, if you're gonna steal stuff, that's the stuff you steal, okay, buddy? If you're gonna steal stuff off WWE, that's the stuff you steal, okay? Not Jim Ross. That's the stuff you
Still
steal.
8-man tag matches.
No, Ghetto doesn't steal that. He gives that away. Tony's like, booking is hard. Ghetto's like, are you out of your fucking mind? Just put 8 random dudes in the ring. And they're like, yeah, but does that work? He's like, yeah, dude, look at the comments. Ooh, but a guy complained. And Ghetto's like, wait for it. And one guy rubs his nipples and goes, but it's Japan. And then they're like, but that won't work for us. We're in North America. And be like, no, just rub your nipples and say it's Japan and everything will be fine. Ghetto, are you sure? Tony books an 8-man match. Like, what the fuck is this? And he rubs his nipples, but it's Japan. And people are like, goddamn right, it's Japan. Goddamn right, it is Japanese style.
Terrible.
I think that's the one saying that irks me the most. As someone that's lived in Japan for 20 years, got permanent residence, retired, have multiple houses, and are going to probably start multiple businesses. Nothing irks me more than hearing some fucking stupid ass. I also work in manga and anime. Nothing irks me more than seeing some fucking stupid ass goddamn Westerner saying, but it's Japan. It makes no sense. Example, I poop on a plate and give it to you. And you're like, that's poop on a plate. And I say, but it's Japan and you like it? You're mentally broken inside. Because pick a random country, Sid. Not Japan.
Okay. Am I supposed to tell you the country?
Yes.
You should give me more elaborate with these instructions. I thought you were going to do like a magic trick or something. Japan.
I said anything but Japan. Are you high on bananas?
Indonesia.
All right. And if I poop on a plate and say, oh, I don't like it, and I go, but it's Indonesia, you don't fucking like it. It's weird. It's weird. Everyone thinks it's weird. Japanese people think it's weird. People that live here think it's weird. Don't be weird. Thank you. You thought it was a magic trick? Like I was just going to say Iceland, and you're like, that's my country.
I don't know. I didn't know what you were going for.
I should have guessed. I would have never guessed Indonesia. Was that the one that you had in your head? All right, pick someone else.
No, I had Japan in my head.
I said any country but Japan.
I know. That made me just think of Japan.
You're like, I can't stop
My
thinking
brain
of
was
Japan.
like anything but Japan. And then it just kept doing a bigger and bigger picture of Japan in my brain.
You're like, Japan it up like it's never been Japan before.
And it would do like that sound like
All right. Let me see. I'm going to think of a country right now, and this is the last one, then we're going to say goodbye to the audience. I'm going to think of a country right now, and you got to guess.
I still have buy and sells to do.
Oh, shit. Okay. Well, but after your buys and sells, pick which country. I'm going to write it down because you know I'm going to forget.
Okay.
I wrote down my country. All right. What are you going to buy and sell, sir?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to sell the Logan Paul and Ricochet feud.
Really? I'm kind of digging
Yeah.
it. Why?
Honestly, I'm going to sell Ricochet without a mouthpiece in general.
Oh, good point. Good point. Yeah.
He just I'm sorry, I love you, Ricochet. It's very hard to admit, but you need a mouthpiece, buddy. Ask your girlfriend to do it.
Besides Paul Heyman, who do they have as mouthpieces? Because Paul Heyman's stuck with Roman Reigns.
I don't know. Get Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, he's not doing anything.
Yeah, he's not wrestling anymore.
I mean, he could be. I don't know. It's probably on some show that we don't watch. He's living his best
one
life.
of the women wrestlers.
It's not bad. I mean, I'm trying to think.
Look what it did for Dom.
Yeah. I bet you Charlotte would be a good manager. She could be like a Four Horsemen type. It would be different than Dom's girl. You know, Rhea Ripley. It would be different. Like, I could see Rhea Ripley being like evil woman leader and her being like Ric Flair. We dress up
but
nice.
if she is, then I want her only lackey to be what's his name? Short guy. Chad Gable.
Oh,
so that he could choose people for her.
It's not bad. Not bad at all. All right. You have any buys? Any more sells?
No.
All right. before we start plugging everything, guys, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and give us all the stars and hearts or whatever on all the platforms. We appreciate you. Thank you for helping us grow. What country am I thinking of? I wrote it down.
Right now, or when you wrote it down?
When I wrote it down, it's the same country.
Is it different now than it was?
I mean, don't fuck with my head. I wrote it down. It's the same country. Which country did I write down?
One of three. My first guess, America.
No.
My second guess, Iraq.
No. It is a country
My
I've been
third
to.
guess, Afghanistan.
No. Okay, guys.
Damn it, I knew it had to have been a country you've been to because Marines aren't that smart, but I don't know all the places you've been to.
Well, here's the crazy part is that, like, you picked the most stereotypical places a Marine would go to. Like, well,
Yeah,
because
I figured that was the safe bet.
Iraq. You're like, I know this old fucker's been to all those places. I picked South Africa. Pretty beautiful country. I liked it. That was my answer. South Africa. So we are not magicians or psychics. But no, we are two nerds
I never
on the
claimed
internet.
to be unlike you.
What's that?
I didn't claim to be psychic unlike
I know,
you.
but-
You were the one that wanted to do the magic trick.
Well, here's the thing. I didn't know. What if we knew? What if we were psychic and we didn't know? You got to test that shit out. It's kind of like you got to test flying out. Everyone says
but
they
you
can't
never
fly.
tried to guess.
What's that?
You didn't try to guess. All right, I'm
yours?
thinking of a wrestler.
All right, you're thinking of a wrestler. Whew. Ibushi.
No,
A Taguchi.
no. You're not psychic.
No, I'm not.
It was Ray Ripley.
Son of a bitch! I could have got that on 20 guesses.
Yep. Well, you didn't.
We are not psychic, but we are two dudes that like talking about pro wrestling, and we're two nerds on the internet. Check him out at SidsLight for everything. He streams on Twitch. He does YouTube videos, horror reviews, and so much more at SidsLight. I am at KocoSports everywhere, and I do Japan stuff, writing stuff, nerdy stuff, wrestling stuff, and Twitch stuff.
Butt stuff.
So, I don't. Shh.
He does the Yokohama butt stuff.
I was gonna say, you said you weren't psychic.
Yeah, but we've all heard of the old Tiger Mask videos.
All right, YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. If you're listening to this to anywhere else, cool. Hit me up on the Twitter machine and say, hey, I listen at KocoSports and say I listened on this platform. And if you are listening on a different platform, give us stars, bananas, hearts, 10s, 5s, whatever the highest is, and follow us. That would be kind of cool, man. That'd be really cool, dude. All right. Homework assignment for viewers. Which country am I thinking about right now? Go. All right, with that, I am over. Ba-na-na-na-na. Hey, ba-dum-bum-bum-bum.